Hello everybody, this is City Scrapper. Thank you so much for joining me today for March's edition of Stretch the Sketch. And I am always so grateful to Janet Fritz from Galaxy Girl Creations for inviting me to be part of this challenge. And this month, MK, who is MK Gunn, and both Janet Fritz and MK Gunn's videos will be linked in the description box along with all the other ladies who are following along with this challenge. And in Stretch the Sketch, we are taking a sketch that's made for a 12 by 12 inch layout, and we are either stretching it or we're shrinking it. And this month, I am stretching it from a 12 by 12 inch sketch to a 2-page layout. For this layout, I'm using some really old papers, something I tend to do a lot. They're My Mind's Eye papers, and they're from a collection called Breaking Free. And I'm using these papers to scrapbook a series of pictures of my daughters. I've scrapbooked this subject before. It was a visit that we made to Martha's Vineyard, and they are jumping off of Jaws Bridge and having a whole lot of fun. So we did this more than 1 year, and so I have a lot of pictures of them doing this. It's a fairly low bridge, and all the kids are out on a nice day jumping off the bridge, just what you want your kids to be doing. So I found some pretty pink paper that was in the collection, and I also found that striped paper and that yellow paper on the bottom. The yellow paper is actually the other side of the pink paper. I cut 2 large squares, and I cut my photos to 4 by 4 inch photos, and you could see I backed all of them with some white paper. And I'm doing my best to attach them down and space them evenly on those 2 squares, large squares of pink paper that I cut out. I don't have too many embellishments left from this kit, so I'm just using what I have in the envelope. If you used to buy My Mind's Eye collections years ago, they used to have a collection. It had like one title, but then there were several color schemes within that collection. So I had a lot of paper, but the papers weren't all from this same color scheme. So I'm trying to just pick the colors that go together. I decided to use the other side of that pink paper, the yellow side, to put on either side of the large square. I just attached those down, and I didn't even have to cut those because that was the part I cut off in order to make a large square. So I just flipped those over, attached them down, and now I'm putting more of that striped paper across the top. And I wanted to have a border on either side of that pretty blue paper, so I just cut the strip of striped paper a tiny bit smaller. And just attaching that down with some ATG adhesive. And now the whole background is covered in pattern paper, and I'm ready to figure out what I'm going to do for the embellishments. Now up in the left-hand corner, the upper left-hand corner, you could see that there are some little swirls, and they kind of look like waves. So I'm just using the piece of the paper that I punched them out from to make some waves in other colors. So I'm using this blue color, and I actually think this blue color might have been from one of those other color schemes, but it seemed to match in pretty well with the colors I was using. So I made a bunch of these. And then here's that lighter color that I used to back the striped strips that I put down. And I make way more of these than I end up using, but that's okay. I'll end up using them for another layout, I'm sure, at some point. So then I go in and I cut along the pencil line on each one of these. And I don't show you all of that because it's just some very simple fussy cutting. And I decided to add in some orange and yellow as well. And I'm cutting them in both directions so that I can put them on either side of the paper. And I just love this sketch. As soon as I saw it, I thought, ooh, this would make a perfect 2-page spread. And I was going to use some hexagons in the background like there were in the sketch. And if I had stuck to really large hexagons, I might have liked them better, but I tried small ones and I ended up not liking them. I didn't include that because it was a lot of footage because I fussed around with it for so long. But I ended up deciding just to use those wave or splash, water splash pieces. I'll show you that in a moment. There were some brackets that were in the kit, or in the collection, so I put some ATG adhesive on those and I attached those right down to that first photo. And the photo says, basically do not do exactly what they were doing, like no jumping or diving from bridge, which is what many kids were doing there. So I guess, if everyone's doing it, I'm just kidding. It really wasn't that high of a jump, or we wouldn't have allowed it. My husband and I are kind of nervous people when it comes to those things. So then I was thinking that I would try to make these pieces stand out a little bit by putting some Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxide to the edges. And so I just go around all of them with the dauber and ink the edges. I was thinking that maybe I would stitch around them, but then I changed my mind and I decided instead I was going to add some texture paste to them. So it's called modeling paste. I feel like it's either called texture paste or modeling paste or molding paste, but in any case, I took out the Crafters Workshop TCW modeling paste and some white acrylic paint. I mixed them together, and I'm using this Tim Holtz stencil, and it's just like a little tiny irregular dot, and I use this a lot to add a little bit of texture to pattern paper or cardstock that I feel looks a little bit too solid to me, and I want to add a little bit more interest. So you could see here that I'm just putting it through the stencil. I'm not covering the entire piece. I'm just putting some modeling paste in just a few random places. I feel like it's actually more interesting if the whole area isn't covered. And I'm sorry that I'm working in that little corner over there. I have to work a little bit on how I can more comfortably fit a 2-page layout into my filming setup. But in any case, I took one of each color and I layered them on top of each other until I liked the way that they looked. And because of the texture paste, the ATG adhesive is really not cutting it with attaching it. You can see I'm struggling there a little bit. So then I decided, well, if I put some foam on the background, that will help hold it in place. So I'm using some of the adhesive foam and I'm attaching all the pieces as if they were one unit, and so the foam covers, crosses over different pieces and helps hold it together. So I'm just adding some of this fun foam, and I'm trying to cut it in really thin pieces so that it could not be seen from the front. So once I have foam on the entire background, I put it back onto my layout, and I was thinking that I would like to put some little, water droplets around the big splashes. And I had these in my stash. These are from AliExpress from a store called KS Craft, and they have them in clear, in green, and in blue, and I've been using the blue ones up quite a bit. I'm going to have to order some more at some point. They're very pretty, and they are in 2 different sizes, which I like. Now I'm using some heavy-duty gel medium, matte medium. I don't like the shiny kind for this particular layout. And I'm using that to attach down the group of splashes. And I'm also using it to attach down all those little water droplets. And then I don't show you this whole process, but I do the exact same thing on the other side. I make a little cluster. I back it in some foam, and then I put some more of those little, I guess you'd call them jewels, on the background. Now I'm looking for a title. I'm going to call it Making a Splash. I know, not the most original title in the world, but I actually looked on the internet for a while to look for something better, and I couldn't find anything, so I decided to just call it Making a Splash. And I had these really nice letters. They were chipboard letters that have been in my stash for a long time. I will put the manufacturer in the description box. They had a little bit of, like sometimes there's a little bit of material that's left when you punch them out. I had to go around with an X-Acto knife and kind of scrape those off, but for the most part, I just had to attach those down. I used some ATG adhesive. Now I'm using some stickers that are from Paper Studio. They're almost like resin kind of shells. I didn't use all the different colors. I just picked out the colors that match this collection. And that sun that's in the upper left-hand corner and the lighthouse, those are Tim Coffey stickers from a very long time ago. I always like to have a sun on a summer layout, so I was looking for a sun and I had this one left. I don't really have too many suns left because I use them so often. So I liked this one and I thought the color matched in perfectly. And then I like that little lighthouse as well because there's lighthouses all over Cape Cod. I use the heavy duty gel medium to attach down the little water droplets, but I use my ATG adhesive to attach down the stickers. And that ended up being a good thing because I ended up not liking what I did with the splashes on the left side. They were too spread apart and they looked different from the ones on the other side, but I put them in the same area. So I don't know, I ended up just not liking the way it looked visually. So what I decided to do was pull everything up, and there was some damage. I didn't show when I pulled it up because it was kind of a ordeal, but I pulled everything up except for some of the little water droplets that I thought were in good spots. There's that one spot there that I just put the shell on that was clearly ripped, so I had no choice but to put something over it. I would not have put that shell there if I didn't have that rip, but it ends up being okay. And I'm going back in and doing the same things, putting the little jewels around and putting the shells around. And for a moment, I thought I found a little shell that could go there in that spot, but it was too small, so I ended up putting it on the bottom. I also wanted to remember to put a jewel all the way at the bottom because now that I have one on the left, I want to have one on the right. I'm gluing everything down again, and I'm really glad that I went ahead and took everything up and put it back down again. I wasn't sure if I should do it, and it was a little stressful, but in the end, I'm really happy with the results. I like this composition much better. I was actually kind of surprised that I was able to rip up so much of the elements on the background with so little damage. So that completes the layout, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Please look in the description box. There are links to all the other videos from all the other ladies who are playing along with this challenge. I hope that if you like this video, you will give it a thumbs up. I want to say thank you again to Janet and to MK for making the sketch. And I hope that everybody has a fantastic day. And I will see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.